Yeah, thank you for joining me one more time. This was again First Friday. If you read of my last First Friday, you learned that I had some extraordinarily miraculous moments that evening. This First Friday did not disappoint either. Um, as we were arriving, I was asking the question on about uh, staying connected. In previous videos, you've noticed me talking about how I can feel the earth, how you can feel the water, um, and living with a shaman for a while taught me that that's sort of how it's supposed to work, as opposed to being the odd person in the group. And so, uh, trying to stay connected to that all the time is sort of an issue, especially in the modern world and life and process, and working with muggles, which I have to admit I do, especially working in medicine. Very, very mugglish place, by the way. Very mugglish place to be. These are the only two crystals I've been working with. I've been on a crystal diet. Um, I have I have many beautiful things around me, but I'm stuck to these two for the moment and working with their portals. It's been consistent now for well over a month. The portal found. It's the same. It doesn't change. It's different left hand from right hand, sending versus receiving. I feel I feel them. I feel them like switches. That has not changed. Consistent, 100% switches. I could play with it 100 times in the same spot, same reaction. I what I'm basically doing in meditation is sitting in meditation and starting maybe usually with this one because crystal being a cleansing crystal, starting with it with left hand and just going over all my chakras and I can feel it and I just kind of let it go where it is. I think I need to let it go. Um, I was working with just this crystal because I hadn't been doing it for a little while or playing with them, and I was working with this one after about 4 or 5 days, not doing anything. And Joy walks up to me and looks at me and goes, "Your energy is different. Which one of the crystals are you working with?" I'm like, "Oh, you can tell by looking at me that I've been working with my crystal." And I said, "Well, I've been working with the citrine." And she pointed out that yeah, it's making changes. It's affecting your immune system. It's doing this. And I told her I notice when I do it, when I kind of sit with it and move it around, move it to my chakras, I tend to move it around pick a spot, and the spot will seem to tingle more, and I'll point it and I'll move it around because I know now that this is the portal face, that little triangle there that you're kind of seeing there on the top above my thumbnail, and just directing it where it needs to be, and then switching hands, doing the same thing, and then this. Of course, this I have to coil up in my hand because I wear it around my neck all the time, and so it's not flopping around, but so I can point this face right here where my thumb is, that somewhat triangular face there. It's a bit rough. This is a natural apophyllite, natural crystal, unpolished. Just kind of cleaves off on its own like that. Anyway, just been using those as switches on and off. Now, First Friday again, I'm asking about being connected, staying connected, and what's my best tool. How do I do that? So I do it all the time, and I'm not going, oh yeah, it's been a couple hours, and I'm kind of in Muggle mind, and I'm not connected. I'm not walking with the earth. I'm not feeling it. How do I stay connected? And she says to me, enigmatically, of course, the answer to that is in your backyard. Now, at the moment, once again, it's a month later, so I have all my crystals spread out in the backyard for the full moon. And I've got a lot of crystals. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, great. I got 100, 200, 300 crystals out there. I'm going to figure out which one it is. I could probably narrow it down to 10, but I can go feel and figure it out. So I'm thinking I have to go home and figure out which crystal it is. But we're also on our way to First Friday a month later, after working with the trees that were memorial trees planted because of a shooting in Las Vegas. Now, we heard that they weren't being watered, but we didn't really believe it. But we decided we better hop on down First Friday and check it out. And it turns out that was First Friday, and we'd already missed an hour of it, so we hopped on down there and checked things out. And the trees did look pretty sad, but the truth is they look sad from a distance because guess what? They're annuals and they're supposed to lose all their leaves. They're a bit stressed because they just got planted at a time where they're about to lose their leaves, and they've also got a lot of stress from what's happened. And I learned several things during that process. Um, in fact, a lot of that is written down in the blog versus what I'm putting in the video. More what I'm putting in the video is more crystal related, and although I did use the crystals and had some communication with the trees, which is amazing to me. And that I can have communication with them in the first place is still amazing to me. That I can feel these as a switch is still, like I said, working with Joy White Peacock Woman, my world changes every few days. As to not the same place I woke up in. I'm liking it. It's amazing growth. I've learned more about these crystals in the past month than I have in 20 years working and selling them as jewelry. That's impressive to me. So I recommend the experience. What I learned more amazingly was we were out walking the dog late that night under the full moon, and I heard her in conversation or something. She was saying upward towards the moon because it had a beautiful gold halo around it, a huge gold halo. And for some reason I thought I heard the word portal. And whether planted or not, I took cue on that and went, okay, if it's conceivable the moon is a portal, I know what a portal is in a crystal. If I activate and point my third eye at said portal, I should notice it. And in a few seconds, the planet I was on changed again. I pointed my forehead at the moon, and I activated my third eye, and it lit up and twitched and flashed like it hadn't done before. And I turned my head away from the moon, and it stopped. And I turned my head back, and it went on again. If you need this third eye technique, it's very simple. Go to yodawasright.com. It's right on the home page. It's a free audio. It's just a way to focus in that place. And it was amazing. Switch on, off, 20, 30 times. The moon is a crystal. And it activates like a switch, just like this crystal. And just like this crystal. And like this crystal, the first one I learned. The moon. Our moon. You can feel it. If you go to yodawasright.com, learn the little technique, point that at the moon, point your third eye at the moon, activate it, you can feel it. And I said, invite you to try this for yourself. I didn't know I could feel the moon like that, like a switch. And again, Miss White Peacock Woman says, oh, I can't wait till you find out what it switches on and off. Teachers can be fun, can't they? I know she's enjoying that. She giggles. She also gave me an assignment to write a moonbeam, which I'm not quite sure. I have not figured that one out yet either. But so far my instruction has moved me leaps and bounds, and I feel things I never thought I could feel. I feel the earth, I feel the waters, I can feel these crystals like switches, and I can feel the moon like a switch. And our Earth is no different, or the sun. And that I can feel it as significantly as an on-off switch, and you'll see what I mean if you try it, is extraordinarily impressive and amazing and shocking. And once again, this is not the same planet I woke up on. I love it. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's new. I didn't know I could feel the moon. I didn't know I could feel the sun like that, or even these lovely crystals. Namaste.